So, I'm told that I forgot to read the stanza number 46. I just read it, although I think I have explained it. May wise and learned beings be revered and always be sustained by alms. May they be pure in mind and may their fame spread far and wide. That's stanza number 46. Now we go to stanza number 49. So here is now dedicating the wishes and prayers and aspirations of great Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the past. May all the Bodhisattvas now fulfill their high intention for the sake of wanderers. May sentient beings now obtain all that their guardians wish for them. So, I also dedicate all my positive deeds of past, future and present together, that joined with the positive actions of all the great enlightened beings and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, so that with this, my dedication, all the dedication or aspirations that any and every Bodhisattvas have made or have had, all the good intentions, all the aspirations, all the positive wishes and dedications that all these Bodhisattvas made for the sake of beings in the samsara, wanderers is beings in the samsara, may be completely fulfilled. It's maybe when we make prayers or dedications, maybe our mind is not so developed, so we may miss some important things. So, but all those great Bodhisattvas have made all those things, and they have not missed anything. So, I wish as they wish, and all their wishes, good wishes, may be fulfilled. May sentient beings now obtain all that their guardians wish for them. So, their guardians is their protectors, that means the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Whatever the great Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who actually have been or are the most benevolent guardians for all the sentient beings, all their wishes be, I dedicate that, and I wish and I pray that their wishes be obtained. All the sentient beings may obtain the wishes of the great enlightened beings. And may the hearers and Pratyeka Buddhas gain their perfect happiness. So, now not only the Bodhisattvas and Buddha's wishes, but all the wishes of the Shravakas, hearers is translation of Shravakas, Nyentus, and Pratyeka Buddhas, be also perfected, and they may gain what they always aspire for. So this is the, so I'll read these stanzas. Shonchi semba namjin rodin tuila gondrushu. Gombo yine gongomba senche namla tenjurushu. Tegen ronson je namto nyentu nanchon dechurchis. Now making, aspirations or dedication of the the Shantideva himself, the composer of Bodhicharyavatara, Shantideva's own dedications or own wishes. So this is until through Manju Ghosa's perfect kindness I attain the ground of perfect joy. May I remember all my lives and enter into the monastic state. So the Shantideva's main Yidam was Manjushri, Manju Gosha, same Manju Gosha and Manjushri are same, different names of Manjushri. As you know, when he was the prince, he practiced Manjushri, and then he could actually have a vision of Manjushri, and Manjushri was always his kind of idam, his guardian, his refuge. And Manjushri, it was because of Manjushri he went out of the kingdom. He gave up his crown, and because of Manjushri he met great masters and he received all the teachings, and then he became what he became. So therefore, until through Manju Ghosa's perfect kindness, I attained the ground of perfect joy, until I attained the first bhumi, Rabdugawa, Sarabdugawa. What it means is the first bhumi. When you attain the first bhumi, then you become, you go out of the samsara. So then, you become a enlightened being. I attain the first bhumi. May I remember all my lives, whenever I am born, wherever I am born, and whatever life I take, I may remember all my past lives. And enter into the monastic state, and may I always become a monk, a bhikkhu, or bhikkhuni, whatever, So he sees he was a monk, and he sees, how good or how perfect the life of a monk is for the practice of Dhamma and also for helping other beings. So therefore he is praying for that. Thus may I abide, sustained by simple ordinary fare, and in every life obtain a dwelling place in perfect solitude. So in all those lives, may I abide just, with a simple and ordinary life, May I live very simply and as a monk, and I may also get a very nice solitude place to stay, a kind of a retreat place, which is, where there is no other distractions and where there is no other obstacles, and things like that. Whenever I desire to gaze on him or put to him the slightest question, may I behold with unobstructed sight my own protector Manju Ghosa. So he's also making dedications and prayers that whenever I want to see Manjushri, the great Bodhisattva, and of course Buddha in a way, of wisdom, may I be able to see him, and may I be able to ask him any little questions that I would have. May I be able to ask him any questions I have, and may I be able to see him whenever I want it without any obstructions, because he is my special, my own protector. So this is, so maybe I read the Tibetan now. Dobjun Jayong Karenchi, Sarak Gava Topato, Dob the Serat Tembato, Haratishoma Topario, Don Kazi Chini Junyandu Dekin Sovashu. Oh, here it says, may I be able to survive or sustain with very little food, very little food. I was not so clear in the English of that. And with that I will be, even with little food, I may have all kind of, my body will be not only living, but living with dignity and with brightness. And Tsirak Kundu, when he person them but over you. Concept tower and Dupam Joseph Tarandan, Gombo Tanya to Jamio Tenian, Kemepayon, Tober Hughes. That's up to here. We read. And now this, we continue with that. Should you not get to be Sanjay Kunda disease? Jetan Janyo Shujepa, Doggy Shubang, Tendash. Just Nanka Nepandon, Roaches nature, but this is done nature and do it doing a several. Do it doing a conjunct, taken dollar mentions, doing a conjunct, so just simply geek and draw a dealership. So all the sentient beings in 10 directions, as far as limitless as that of the sky, as far as the sky extends or space extends, their beings. So all those beings, in order to perfect their purpose or to benefit those beings, whatever the great Bodhisattva Manjushri acted or did, my actions and my activities should be the same. I dedicate that I would be able to do all the Bodhisattva's activities that Manjushri did, just like Manjushri. As long as this is the most kind of very, very popular and often repeated and often prayed by most great masters, including His Holiness Dalai Lama, as long as the space remains, and as long as the sentient beings are there, until then may I remain in order to dispel the sufferings of sentient beings, So this is a very, very great, compassionate, dedication of my life for all sentient beings, that I would like to remain in the world wherever there are sentient beings, and keep on helping them, working for them, liberating them, as long as there is one sentient being left in this in the universe that is not just one solar system or 1,000 solar systems or anything like that, but beings throughout the space. And whatever sufferings or problems or pain that sentient beings have, that I take those on me. May all the sufferings or negative karma, the result of negative karma, the suffering for any being or every being, may actually happen on me. So this is like Tonglen, taking the sufferings of others. And by the positive actions or by the positive karma of bodhisattvas, not only my positive actions, but by the power of the positive actions of all the bodhisattvas, may all the sentient beings, even if or even when they are in the samsara, may they enjoy the perfect, life or perfect bliss or perfect happiness in the samsara also. So I read the English now for this. To satisfy the needs, this is 54, to satisfy the needs of beings dwelling in the 10 directions, to the margins of the sky, may I reflect in all my deeds to perfect exploits of Manjushri. And now, as long as space endures, as long as there are beings to be found, may I continue likewise to remain, to drive away the sorrows of the world. The pains and sorrows of all wandering beings, may they ripen wholly on myself. And may the virtuous company of bodhisattvas always bring about the happiness of beings. And then the last two stanzas are, dedicating for the spread of Dharma. The medicine, the true medicine for the suffering of the sentient beings. The source of all the happiness, Temba, that is the Temba, that is the Dharma, the Dharma, or you can call it, if you like, at this moment, Buddha Dharma, but not only Buddhism, but Dharma. That Dharma, or Buddha Dharma, which is the medicine for a good medicine, the only medicine, the curing medicine for all the sufferings, and also source of all the happiness. That Dharma, the pure Dharma, the genuine Dharma, may it remain long time. May it remain for a long time with respect and with what do you call it, that people may respect it and people may support it with the support and respect. This is in English, may the doctrine only cure for sorrow, source of every bliss and happiness, be blessed with wealth, upheld with veneration, and throughout a vast continuance of time endure. May the genuine Dharma, which is the cure for all sorrows or the medicine for all sufferings, and which is the source of every bliss and happiness, this Dharma, the genuine Dharma, may live long, endure for a long time, with support and respect or veneration. Now lastly, the last stanza is making prostrations, to his teachers, to Manjushri, because remembering their kindness or with gratitude, is expressing his own gratitude. By whose kindness or by whose help I developed my, virtuous mind, because he became, he started to feel the need for transformation and practice Dharma because of the blessings and help of the Manjushri. So, because of this kindness, whose kindness, that my positive Dharma intentions arose, so therefore I make prostrations to Manjushri. By whose kindness I progressed, I made progress, I matured. That is my teachers, my spiritual friends, my teachers, and to them also, with great, strong gratitude, I make prostrations. So that is this is the 10th chapter on dedication of Bodhicharyavatara. Now I read this stanza number 58. And now to Manju Gosha I will prostrate, whose kindness is the wellspring of my good intent. Because of his kindness, I started to, generate my bodhicitta, my, intention to practice Dharma. And to my virtuous friends I also bore, whose inspiration gave me strength to grow. Virtuous friend or Gevi, he is actually teachers, so he is expressing his gratitude to his teachers, with whose help he matured, he grew up, and he, in his spiritual field, and to Manjushri, who started all this. This completes the Bodhicharyavatara. Bodhicharyavatara is, as we already discussed, Bodhisattvacharya. Bodhisattva's action, or charya means activity, action. Avatara means entering into the path of the activities or path. Charya is here translated more like path, path of Bodhisattva, the way of the Bodhisattva. That's the translation now, which was composed by Master Shantideva. The text was translated, edited, and finalized in Tibetan on the basis of a manuscript from Kashmir by the Indian scholar Sarvajadeva and the monk translator and editor Kawapalchik. Kawapalchik was, one of the greatest Dharma translators. The most renowned, the most best and famous, the foremost translator during the time of Santarakshita and Guru Padma Sambhava and King Tisondetsen was Loshen Berochana. And then after Berochana, there were three very, very great translators who are called Ka Chok Shongsun, Kawapalchik, Choro Lujansen, and Xiong Yeshide, I think. And this Ka is now, this is Kawapalchik, one of these Kawapalchik. At a later time, this version was revised and finalized in accordance with the version from Magadha, together with its commentary by the Indian scholar Dhamma Shri Bhadra and the Tibetan monk, translator and editor Rinchen Zangpo and Shakcha Lodru. Still later, it was again revised and finalized by the Indian scholar Sumati Kirti and the monk, translator and editor Ngolodin Shirap. So this is, the story of translation, and the Tibetan part of that is Shonju Sembi Shwepalam Jepalopa Shanti Devi Nzepa Dzogso Jagarjin Kempo Sarvaja Devato Shujin Julotama Pende Palzici Kashi Peli Jurjin Shute Tenla Papa Leji Jagarjin Kempo Dhamma Shri Bhadrato Shujin Julotama Pende Rinchen Zumbo Shacha Luruchi Uji Peton Devaton Tambre Jushi Jurte Tenla Papa O Yotushi Jagarjin Kempo Sumati Kirtito Shujin Julotama Kelo Lute Shirachi Topre Jushi Jurte Lepar Tenla Papa O. So that is the end of the Bodhicharyavatara. So I think we have been going through this for a very long time, and since the 10th chapter is very important for our practice, but it is not so difficult to understand. It's kind of simple, so I didn't want to take too long time. Although I could have also, talked about it for days and days, but I thought it would be nice to come to a conclusion. So I've completed. So thank you very much. So I say a dedication prayer. Sunam de tamche zopanye to ni pe danam pashe shekan nanche walap tripa sipin solen do yo jambal pa chitran chamba to kondu zombo tenyo te de da kanji ji sadalo shi gewan da tamche rap ta senchen ne pa yurtane li tajir chin roye ne namale da ten jongara me pa sho. Thank you very much.